Welcome everyone, thanks for watching. Doing a 6-miler in kit today. Breaking in some stuff, breaking in some boots, and just getting out, enjoying the spring. So today, did a little bit of a different video format. Figured bring you guys along and talk about why I started the channel, a little bit about myself, you know, so you guys can get to know me, and then what the plan is for the channel and where the channel's going, as well as, you know, just talking about the kit I'm wearing, some considerations when you're doing, you know, training, and see what the day brings us. So the first thing when it comes to, you know, when you're training to get outdoors, it's going to be real tempting to throw all your fucking shit in one bag and head out and do the normal hike you do with your mates in jeans or shorts and a t-shirt. And guys, you can't be doing that when you're training this type of stuff. Start slow, you know, start with a light backpack. Honestly, start with nothing. Put on your trousers, your boot socks, your boots. Make sure that they're broken in. Do a hike where you get hot spots, because then you can learn where your hot spots are, and that's where blisters form. And once you know where those are on your anatomy, you can prep. So like I put on some moleskin where I know I get blisters, and I wouldn't know that if I didn't do this stuff often. So, you know, before you start put on kit, guys, make sure that you know your hot spots. Make sure that you're hydrating 2 or 3 days prior, drinking at least a gallon a day, and then obviously making sure your electrolytes are up, especially here where it gets pretty hot in America in the summer. You know, I'm just sipping on some First Form energy drink, and that's just, honestly, I wasn't really feeling like doing this, but that's a sign that you've got to get out and do it. So I'm just sipping on this. I'm going to go hit the gym, lift some weights after. So, you know, making sure we're getting those electrolytes in. So you guys can ask, what kit am I wearing? How much does it weigh? So I'm rocking the Crossfire DZ rig. I've been using PLC webbing for years. It was what I was originally given way back in the day in England. And I love that webbing, and honestly I didn't think that anything could beat it. And everything has just been a copy of the PLC webbing, or it's just been add-ons and customs. But got this DZ rig, and it's absolutely phenomenal so far. Honestly, it's a weird sensation because all the weight's on your hips where it should be, not on your shoulders. And I'm 3 miles into this now, and it's fine. Like my neck isn't straining, nothing's straining. It's just been absolutely great. You can see there around my hips. And then the pack is Crossfire's CF1. Lovely helmet cover. Brought the helmet and the nods with me. And same deal, it's just great. I'll put in some footage now and explain a little bit about that, but so far I'm happy with it. Fully loaded. I've got full water and ammunition in the webbing. It's 28 or 32 pounds, I can't remember. And the pack is an extra 20. It's around about 50 pounds. And honestly, yeah, I'm not rocking a rifle, but it doesn't feel it. So happy days on that. So here's a lovely hill. Let's talk about walking up hills. So it's a really big temptation that you're going to want to take these long strides. Guys, literally just 1 foot in front of the other, small steps like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to conserve your energy a little bit more. It's going to ensure that you don't trip up. Remember, ultimately, we're out here to look around, not just look at the floor. By taking smaller steps, you're not going to be out of breath, which allows you to keep your head up and look around. As you can see, I can talk comfortably. Pretty steep hill, and I'm just trotting along. And that's what you're looking to do, guys. Right, so we're at the top of that hill now. And yeah, you know, just keeping that pace. And now we can hurry up and pick up the pace now that we're at the top. And that's what you want to do, you know. If you go slow up a hill, it's a lot better for you. It's also where you're going to feel hot spots form. So just take a note of that. Why did I start this channel? Well, I've been following the online community when it comes to outdoors, survival, bushcraft, tactical training, guns and all that. You guys know the big names. Pretty much since its inception. And I always, especially recently, I kind of felt that it was kind of becoming a bit of a joke. And I also noticed that when I would hang out with my mates that didn't do as much training or didn't just know this stuff, a lot of things would go unsaid. So what I mean by that is there was almost a failure to explain the very basics. And the basics, if you don't know them, is really where, you know, it's the foundation that you build everything off. And I felt that a lot of things in the community were assumed or not mentioned because they are so basic. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to start a channel that almost was like an online manual. And that's exactly what the Fieldcraft series is. I know that it can be frustrating for some of you guys because it is so basic. Now, you've all been an amazing community, and those of you with experience have commented, thanks for the refresher. And that's awesome. I'm so grateful for that because it means that we do forget it. And it is amazing what you forget because you can't know it all. You've got to constantly be studying. So, you know, just like going to the gym, you've got to constantly be going at it. So I'm very glad that the very, very basic stuff I'm covering is getting appreciation. So thank you guys for the support and everything in that department. The other factor for me starting this channel is to do with another part of the internet that I've been following, which is the self-improvement space. Business, money, career, life, relationship, becoming a young man. And it can be a great space for aggressive motivation when you're feeling down one night, but I don't think it's very good for the long term. And the reason I say that is because it's very easy to hear from a millionaire, a billionaire, someone from money, someone who's made it, quote unquote made it, that all you have to do is get up and work. There's a disconnect. And this actually links back to the tactical space also. Guys, everyone doing this stuff, or most people, now it's changing, which is good. They're high-speed operators who've seen combat. They're special forces, CIA, millionaires who have made it. And those guys are fantastic. They've done extremely brave, hard, difficult things. I have nothing but respect and admiration for them. But watching it from a third person, I feel like there's a disconnect that, well, it's easy for those guys to say because they've done it. So for people who haven't, like myself, you know, I feel that there's just always that little bit of doubt. And what I mean by that is, you know, those guys have every right to teach these skills. They should, and I'm glad they are. Please, keep it up, keep at it. But there wasn't really anyone out there that was purely pretty much a civilian, apart from Dirty Civilian that just came out. They're doing a fantastic job. Because there's always going to be a doubt of, okay, if you weren't in the military, if you weren't in a tier 1 unit, if you didn't deploy, should you enjoy this stuff? Should you enjoy hiking in multicam and shooting and practicing all these skills? And I think it's important that the answer is yes. You know, it's your duty as a young man to learn the skills, be effective, dangerous, and defend yourself and protect those who you love. So that's the other reason is, you know, there's no one really out there. It's just a normal guy practicing these things, saying that it's okay, and what's more is showing the level of training you can achieve, and you don't have to be in those units. Now, yes, there are levels that you can't accomplish because of the funding, but the primary skills that you need as a civilian, you don't need to join the military to obtain, especially these days. Sadly, I've been told many times that the training that we do out here is more effective, more difficult than what the military is doing now, which I'm sure you, those of you in, or those of you looking on what the military's, the direction it's going, is sadly true. And I hope that can change. I've already had a few people reach out and comment that they're showing some of my content to active duty units, and they're going to be using it in training. And that's fantastic. I am so grateful for that. And I want to thank you guys for that support. But the point is be the change that you want to see. And I felt that there was a gap in the community. So started this channel to kind of fill that gap. And at the end of the day, I love this stuff, I enjoy it. And all of you do too. So all in all, I think what the community is missing is that just someone taking this stuff seriously. A channel that doesn't have memes or funny noises or videos designed for someone with a 15-second attention span. I know that my content can get boring, but that's exactly what it's like to learn this stuff. You've got to sit down in a classroom environment. So I hope that you guys enjoy it, and honestly, the community that we're attracting, that we're building, is of the guys that I want. I don't want someone with a 15-second attention span arguing over LPVOs or ACOGs or red dots who shoots 50 rounds a year and doesn't get out and train. I want a group of guys that are committed, respectful, moral, and want what's best for their families and their country and their community. So that's because of you guys. And you're here and you found us. So welcome if you're brand new. If you've been here for the first couple of months we've been up already, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to see what this community grows into. We have tons planned. Going all over the country to do some training and filming. Got a few international trips. Interviews with some fantastic professionals that do this stuff properly and professionally. And I'm excited to share that with you guys. So that's it. I know you guys are going to ask, what is in my belt kit, what is in my pack? So again, this is the Crossfire DZ rig. I'm used to running PLCE webbing. I thought nothing could beat it. I've done JJs, I've seen it all, and really those products are just modifications of the PLCE, not really a modern version of it. But this rig is, and I'm extremely impressed with it. No hot spots, no nothing. I'll do a full breakdown once I get more time on it, but so far I'm impressed. So what am I running on it? Real simple. These guys, we've got magazines in these. 3 per, so just your standard P-mags. What's cool about this rig is it's got these tuck tabs, so you can see you just tuck it under, and then they've got these bungees to secure them for airborne jumps or camouflage. And they've also got this little Velcro tucked away, so you even have a Velcro option. Around the front, carabiner with some gloves. Coming over here, I've got my mess tin. Standard stuff, guys. Hexi, tea, brew kit, spoon, snacks, and then I've got a spare pair of socks in there also. And then around the back here, I like to use that tuck tab and then just the bungee. Rations, water purification for about 2 days. Of course, most important, your water in a GI metal canteen, and that allows me to slide it in and out real easy, and that pouch won't lose its formed shape. Going around here, I've got a Glock knife. This one's working well, good field knife, got a saw on the back, and did a modification with some paracord and tape to really secure it onto the webbing. In here I've got Glock 19 with a spare magazine, and then just some fabric that I've allowed me to just kind of slide it in there nice and neat. Lots of bears out here this time of year, so. And then 3 more magazines up front. So that's that DZ rig. Over here I'm running the also by Crossfire, the CF1. This is an assault pack. My favorite feature on this pack by far, and honestly after testing it I'm even more impressed. Normal backpacks, you've got the back, will bend to your back. So what happens is you actually lose volume here, because if your volume's like this, right, and then it bends, you're losing volume. What's cool about CF1 is you've got this external kind of like basically the top of it, see how it's separate? Well, that you've got the back, and then this is what molds to your back, and what that allows is the extra volume up here to be usable, and that's really showing because it is a small pack, but you can fit a lot in here. To start off the front, you've got the helmet carrier. Either side I can fit a water bottle. Of course you've got the helmet. What's nice about this carrier is it can come off with a zipper. These simply come out and you can run it with a slick, kind of like a slick configuration. What's even nice is on the inside there you can see there's MOLLE up here but not down low, and that's so when I put the helmet in it won't catch. First compartment I've got boonie hat, electrolytes, and then just some filming equipment. And this is nice and soft padded for nods. I'll do a full review on this, guys, but today's just a quick rundown. Main compartment, I've got one of the half loaves, great GP pouch that can come on and off of packs and webbing very quickly. In there I've got med kit, just some little comfort items and foot care kit. Water canteen, and then a UBEC shirt in case it rains or it gets a little bit cold. And that's it. Inside there you've got, it's like a dump pouch or a pouch for a water bladder, but this can actually come off. You can put it onto MOLLE and it makes a great little dump pouch. You've got mesh as well. And honestly, really impressed with it. So that's just a really quick rundown, guys. Again, I'll do a full video. Today I'm packing pretty light, but when I do pack, I like to kind of simulate at least the weight of if I'm doing some sort of operation. This being an assault pack, obviously you're packing real lightweight, nothing crazy. And yeah, so far, very impressed with it. And yeah, no hot spots. The weight distribution on the webbing is absolutely incredible. I'm very, very impressed with it there. And this helmet cover, I've gone through a few assault packs and this one is by far treating me the best. So thumbs up for this. I'll put links to these below. You get the Crossfire CF1 and then the DZ rig over here. So let's talk a little bit about myself. So I'm originally obviously from the UK, but I live in America now. Mum's American, dad's British, always been an American citizen. And honestly, I consider myself more of an American than most Americans these days. But that side, grew up in a very small town in the countryside of England, spent my childhood outdoors doing this stuff. Surrounded by military influence, we had 1st Welsh Rifles was the unit in the town, the regiment. And I literally spent my childhood hiking outdoors, doing survival stuff every weekend, just camping out, the bare minimum on the floor of the forest. And family didn't have a lot of money. I don't come from money at all, and failed school. Wasn't good at school. Had to take math like 4 times my GCSEs, and barely graduated. So the military was the only real option. But my ultimate dream growing up was to be a pilot. And but learning that you need school or a lot of money to be a pilot, and I wasn't good at school and my family had no money. So the most obvious option was obviously do what I was good at, which was press ups, rucking and shooting. Joined the cadet force at 13, and that was awesome. I think every young man should do that. It's a great way to channel just that masculine energy. So after doing all that fun stuff with the cadets and the infantry course, I believe it's a combined cadet force, I think is what it was called. Basically everything to get you up to almost kind of like very basic infantry standard. Ton of fun, it was absolutely awesome. That's why I love the LD5. And moved to America. Did 1 year of high school, and the only reason why I got my diploma was because the headmaster or principal signed off on my high school diploma because he knew that I wanted to join the Marine Corps. And at this point in my life, I was doing nothing but training and getting ready to, do a career in the US Marine Corps. So in high school, joined the Marine Corps. That's all I trained to do. It was the only thing I was remotely good at, and I decided, well, let me excel at it. I love it. So I got myself into very good physical condition, something that I still try to hold myself to today. And so did that. But ultimately, again, my goal was always to be a pilot, and we couldn't afford it. I wasn't smart enough, didn't have the grades. Well, I was smart enough. I just didn't apply myself in school because I thought school was stupid, like every young guy, and that it would be useless. Lo and behold, I have a great job and nothing I learned in school is applicable. Anyway, so just trained up. My plan was to use the money in the GI Bill from the Marine Corps to pay for flight training, and that was kind of my only shot. But lo and behold, when I got in, the GI Bill changed and it didn't apply to flight training. I think that might have changed back now, but at the time that wasn't the case. So contract in the Marine Corps was 0321, which for those of you who know is reconnaissance. And I was ready, that was it. But fate had a different idea and I got injured, really badly injured. I tore my ACL, my PCL and my meniscus in my left knee. And that was the end of it. That was my dream, my shot at life gone. I thought since the first time I saw DPM camouflage, that was what I was meant to do. And it destroyed me. So, didn't make it through recon, didn't even finish all the fucking training. But, all my mates went on to deploy, and it sucked. That was one of the worst times of my life so far, was having to leave everyone. It wasn't, I wasn't upset about it. What I was upset about was leaving those guys behind. But now it's better because I'm helping them transition to civilian life, and that's okay. So, get injured, I heal up my knee, and I'm on Civvy Street, and all I know is that I have a dream to be a pilot. I have no money, I'm homeless, but I go get a job at the airport, fueling planes and that. So I do that for about 3 years, and during that time I'm studying, got my flight books out, and it was in that moment that I learned that I was intelligent, I just sucked at school and standardized testing. And yeah, very, very brief story of it. My amazing boss at the time would let me study. I was working 3 jobs at the time. I was also an auto mechanic doing side gigs, and I fixed up 2 Jeeps and sold them. I was pretty handy mechanically. Still love that stuff. So yeah, saved up the money. I didn't have 100 grand cash. My family didn't have the money, and I was too, I wasn't good at tests, didn't have good enough grades to join the military and fly for the military. So did it the only way I could, through brutal, head down, head first, bull ram hard work. And after 3-4 years of very hard work, I earned my commercial certification and went on to fly for a charter company. I flew cargo in Hawaii. I then flew charter celebrities and all that. And now I fly a beautiful Gulfstream jet full time. And the point of me telling you guys that is, guys, this is my hobby. All these skills, I just never stop training them. I'm fortunate enough to know many people who have continued to train with me. But, I don't have super crazy military experience, only the very basics, and all I've done is refine those basics, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Maybe I'll do another video about the details of how I went from homeless to pilot. But guys, doesn't matter how you do in school, doesn't matter who doubts you, doesn't matter, you could have nothing in the world, you're back to the wall. If you've got a dream, all it takes is hard work and perseverance. And the reason I'm sharing that is I know that our demographics, we got a lot of young men, and the world's beating you down. And another reason I want to start this channel was I think there's a story there to be told. I'm not anything special, I don't come from anything special, but I like to think that I beat the odds. And if that can help someone that maybe is in a similar position, then I really hope it can. So again, guys, just a really brief overview today. If you want me to tell my full story in detail with pictures and videos and all that, I'd be more than happy to. And but just know that if the world's telling you no, everyone's laughing at you, the world's doubting you, and you've been told your whole life that you can't do it, if that's really what you want to do, put your head down and you'll be good at it. Well, it turns out that I'm pretty good at flying. I read stuff about the plane, anything to do with aviation, which has a lot of information behind, mind you, and it just sticks. And I wish school could realize that. I wish school could, this is a whole nother topic. But anyway, just because school, says that you're not good at something, don't get discouraged by that, guys. If this is what you want to do, go out and do it. So anyway, that's how I do this stuff in my free time. My career allows me to have the ability to do this, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. I'm just doing what I love, and going back to, I can talk to you guys because I know that you can relate to me. I'm not some super special forces guy in an ivory tower. I'm not some millionaire in an ivory tower. I'm a normal guy who had the same shot at life as everyone else, and all I did was put my head down and work. So on this channel too, we're going to do a lot more talks and discussions, because I do feel that it's important. It's one thing to hear it from a 50-year-old or 45-year-old who's already successful, or a 23-year-old who made money off Bitcoin, but that's just not the reality. But what you can do is make an amazing life for yourself through hard work, perseverance. So yeah, so that's why I'm sharing that. That's why I want to share that part of my story. So let's talk about the future of the channel. So the goal is to make the Military Fieldcraft series. What I'm going to do is I'm getting all the information from all my mates around the world, translating manuals, and piecing it all together for you guys. And essentially what I want to build is a complete online military manual that you can go to learn all the skills from the very basics. So a normal civilian with no training can watch that series, train with his friends, and really get a very basic skill level to, you know, pursue what it is to be a young man. And part of a young man, I think, is forging that warrior spirit. And I don't think it's good to suppress it. When young men suppress their warrior spirit, they turn to crime, drugs, and other bad things. So if we can show young men that, hey, these skills are out here to be learnt, you know, the military may have told you no, or maybe you don't want to join the military because you don't agree with what your country and government's doing, and that's perfectly fine too. But if you want to be a good man, then it's okay to go out and practice these skills. So that's what the Military Fieldcraft is going to be. It's going to be all skills for a basic infantryman. We're going to do talks like this about life, you know, about story of myself, story of others. We're going to do tons of interviews with high-tier guys who are doing training, you know, lessons from Ukraine, medical, and we're going to get a lot of experts on because I don't know it all. So please don't see me as the end-all be-all, but see me more as a translator and a door to information that is presented in such a way that it is serious and taken seriously. I don't want to have someone on the channel and meme for 15 minutes and talk for 10 minutes. There's such a wealth of information. So these videos will be long format. They will be more drawn out, but please take the time to watch them. Why am I doing this? Again, going back to, I feel there's a gap. And honestly, I love it and I just want to share it. I want to share what I love to do with those of you that want to, you know, see it as well. I'm not in it to make money. I think one of my strengths is that I have a good career that I don't need to YouTube for. A lot of YouTubers are pressured to make money, which is why they start to make this meme content because it's what the algorithm pushes. Guys, I can stop the channel. I'm already going to live a great life with my career. I don't need it. So I have the ability to make this channel exactly what I want and not bow down to anyone, not bow down to sponsors or advertisers or algorithms. I'm very grateful for that. I've spoken to some other big channels and sometimes they feel handcuffed by the fact that they have to release honestly bullshit content just for an algorithm. So I don't ask you guys for likes, subscribes at the end of videos and shares, and that's on purpose. Again, I'm not doing this for fame or clout or money. But with that said, you guys are already doing it. I see that you're sharing the videos, and I see that you're liking, and I see that you're commenting, and you have no idea how much that means. Because when you guys do it and I don't need to ask, it really means that much more. You know, I hope that the culture of this stuff can change. So guys, together let's be the spearhead of that change. Let's take the gun community out from a cringy political place where it's going and turn it into what it's meant to be, which is a place where we train, push ourselves, a community where we want the best for our country, our communities, our family and our friends. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. As always, look after your mates, look after each other. Guys, we got a lot of fun stuff ahead. I'm excited. Get out there, train. In the comment section below, if you guys want to see or learn anything in particular, let me know. And we can work on that also. The Instagram's up. On Instagram, I'll be posting a lot more kind of personal stuff, like day to day. So that's EchoMike_training on Instagram. Shoot me a message of your kit. shoot me a DM. I want to get to know you guys. You know, don't be a stranger. I'll do my best to respond. And yeah, we got a big hill here, so I'm going to close it out. See you guys on the next one. So guys, one note that I want to add is there's this stigma that you have to be in the military to not only do these skills but enjoy them, and that's just not true. I'm going to do a long form talk about this, but essentially the separation between the military and civilian life is a modern phenomenon. Throughout history, it was a young man's duty to be a warrior, and warriorhood is a stage of life that is necessary to become a man, not something that you go do in the military and then you hang up. And the reason I say that is something else I want to project on this channel, is that it's okay. It's your duty as a young man to learn these skills, be good, competent with them. So, you know, that's why I love doing them. I will always love this stuff. I will never stop doing it. It's who I am as a person. Just because I got injured in the military doesn't mean that I have to put up that jacket and stop doing it. If anything, it made me put my back up against the wall and made me do what I really am passionate and good at, which is aviation. But now that has allowed me to come back and really embrace that young man warrior ethos that all men have inside of them. So guys, I don't care what your aunt says, I don't care what your uncle says. If you love this stuff, just embrace it and go out and do it with all of your passion. Become fit, become capable. It's not just about collecting gear and guns. And that's what I say, is that it's not about being a warrior. It's not collecting gear and guns, guys. It is the entire thing. You know, John Lovell says it very well, that warrior poet aspect. Fitness, morality is just as important, because if you don't have fitness and morality behind a weapon system, be that a sword or an aircraft, it's nothing. So, you know, as J.R.R. Tolkien said, he does not admire or love the warrior for his skill with the sword, the swiftness of his arrow, but loves that which he defends. I butchered that, but you get the idea. So that's it, guys. I'm out here doing it. You should get out there, do it also, and don't be ashamed or embarrassed just because you're not a high-speed operator or even have any military training. If you love it, go out, you know, join a community like this one and push yourself. As long as you're pushing yourself, you know, don't sit there in the basement, collect a gun and say that you're a warrior. You're not. You know, I don't know what that criteria is. You've got to decide that for yourself. But pushing yourself every day to be better in every aspect, I think is a good start. So comment below if you guys agree with that. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm still gonna love fucking doing this shit. So that's it.